Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. For today's video, I have the new Grand Cherokee 4C Summit Reserve. As equipped, this is about $80,000, but in this video, I will see why it's worth that price, try out the electric range, and give you my final verdict. As always, please sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications. Let's get into this video, shall we? Looking at the outside of the Grand Cherokee 4C, this is your key fob right here. You do have Jeep inscripted on the back. Lock, unlock, as well as remote start, trunk release, and panic button right there. As equipped, this 4C Summit Reserve fully loaded trim is $80,000, dressed in this crystal pearl exterior color for $325. But looking at the design of the Grand Cherokee, you can see you do have full LED lighting up front. Daytime running light is above the running lights right there, and LED turn signals. You do of course have LED fog lights down below, and the 7 rectangles for the Jeep grille. Can see the 360 camera up top, as well as sensor right there for your adaptive cruise and front parking sensors. Coming around to the side of the Grand Cherokee, you can see the 21-inch machine finished wheels wrapped in 275 width all-season tires. You do of course have keyless entry for all 4 door handles and a full-size panoramic sunroof with roof racks up top. Coming to the rear, you do have dual exhaust tips at the rear with full LED lighting. You do also have a tow hook below. This is rated to tow about 6,000 pounds in this 4C equipped trim. You do have 4C badging right there on this side with Summit badging on that side. Popping the tailgate, which is of course powered, you will see 37.7 cubic feet of space. Of course, have carpeted floor mats with a temporary spare tire below, and you do have a fixed flat kit with a jack, 12-volt charger on this side. You can of course get a cargo cover to hide your cargo in the rear. You do of course get a subwoofer speaker back here, which is a pretty nice touch, and some tie downs for your cargo. And to close the tailgate, you push that button right there, you hold it, and it will close. Let me show you guys under the hood of the 4C. You can't see the engine just kicked back on. Popping the hood. Popping the hood of the 4C, you will find a 2.0 turbo 4-cylinder, which makes 275 horses on its own. But connected with this 17.3 kilowatt hour battery system, you will get 375 total net horsepower with 470 pound-foot of torque. Now the battery is rated to get 26 miles of pure electric range and will charge in 2 hours on a 220 or 240 volt charger. You will get 56 mpg in hybrid mode or 27 mpg in e-save mode, which is gas only. Vehicle weight is about 5,500 pounds and it is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Let me show you guys the interior of the 4C. You can see, of course, on the driver's side, you will get the e-badging right there for the charging system. And like I stated before, it will take about 2 hours to charge. Show you guys the back seats. This is the global black interior color. Stepping height is pretty good. I am 5'6". I have about 4 or 5 inches of legroom, with about 2.5 inches of headroom, which is pretty good. You of course do have a full-size panoramic sunroof. You can of course lock the doors. You do have automatic windows, manual sunshades, which does come on a luxury tech package for $275, which gives you the sunshades as well as a wireless phone charger up front. Do like the materials back there. You can see this lovely Macintosh speaker with the blue ambient lighting right there, and the wood trim and materials are just so nice. It's a quick look to the front cabin. You do have climate controls back here, which is 4 zones for the whole vehicle, so you can control the zones independently in the rear. You do have 3-stage heated and cooled rear seats, 2 sets of charging ports, so you got 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, as well as a household outlet, and some storage right there. This leather just feels nice though when you are opening the storage compartment right there. 2 cup holders right there, nicely padded and stitched. But let me go show you guys the front seat of the 4C. Now, usually I'll step into the cockpit, but I want to show you guys the passenger screen on the passenger side of the vehicle. You can see, of course, driver's side does get the same range of motion, but let me show you guys the passenger screen. So you hit this button right here, and it will pull up a whole passenger screen for the passenger, so you can customize the audio, Bluetooth settings. You can, of course, put in like USB ports, as well as the HDMI for your like movies and stuff. Navigation settings, which you can put or plug into the the screen right there. You can, of course, put up your camera function. So if I hit camera, you can put up your front camera and your rear camera. You can change the different views. You, of course, get a surround view camera system too. If you hit the surround, it'll show you full view. Right now the door's open, so that's why it's not going that way. But you can change all the stuff right here. So you got like notifications, controls. You can customize the display. Of course, you can put on like wireless headphones and other devices, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this passenger screen is pretty neat. So you can basically hit this button right here to turn it on or off, and it's in the passenger's line of sight and not the driver, so it's not distracting. But let me show you guys the driver's seat of the Ford C. You can see, looking at the seat controls, it is the same as the passenger side. So you got the waterfall cushions, bottom support, forward lumbar support, as well as back support. Over here you do have automatic windows with your power folding mirror functions right there. Do love the materials right there on the door panel, soft touch with acres of wood, and the stitching was nice all the way down. This lovely Macintosh speaker system. There's, of course, 19 speakers, which we will try out when we get inside the vehicle. Gas brake pedal with your hood release, automatic parking brake, and then over here on this side you do have your light controls with your changing functions right there for the powertrain. So you have hybrid mode, electric mode, and e-save, which prioritizes the gas engine or save the electric miles. Of course, do have a power tilt telescoping steering wheel, and I do love the quilted leather on the bolstering at the top as well as the bottom of the seats, with a summit right there inscripted on the back of the seats. But hopping on into the 4X seat, stepping height is pretty good. You can see right there in front of you, you do have a full digital dashboard, which does have your maps, which is very clear and crisp and very impressive. You, of course, customize your display, so you use this button right here, push that, and you can basically toggle through the different displays for miles per gallon, G meter, speed limit, radio functions, and different medias. So you can also use that right there to toggle through the different displays. But yeah, it's definitely very customizable, which I do like. Light controls on this side with your wiper controls on that side. You do have paddle shifters up top. And just like with other Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram products or Stellantis products, you do have the buttons on the back to track forward and back, as well as on this side to control the volume. Over here on this side is how you control all your different driver systems for the adaptive cruise control settings. Now, one thing I do wish you actually did have was the head-up display, which does come in a separate package and also does encompass the night vision. But I do wish it was standard at $80,000. You do have Macintosh speaker system, which looks so nice. I mean, the quality just looks nice. But over here on this side, you do have your 2-person memory with massage function. So if I hit that, it'll come up in the display right here. You can customize the intensity. Here, let me hit it one more time. So you can customize the intensity and which design you want for the massage. It is also for the front passenger as well. Now, honestly, I think the front passenger probably has the best amenities so far in this vehicle. But I do love the steering wheel though, the design, the 3-spoke. You got the leather stitching right here with the wood, which is very high quality and nice. Push button start right there. So you have some more stitching right there, the passenger screen, which I just showed you guys, as well as the stitching up top. Now, looking up top, you can put on your max regen setting right there. Here we go, let me turn that heat up, it's getting warm here. But you do have your max regen setting, so you hit that, turn it on, off. You have lane departure warning, traction hazards. You do have parking sensors, you can turn that off. The automatic parking function, so you basically hit that and you can customize how you want it to be, parallel, perpendicular, or exit. And then you can turn off your passenger screen right there. You can turn that on and off. Just a push of a button. But I'm looking at the 10.1-inch Uconnect infotainment display. You do have your radio functions right there. So basically this is your home display, which is of course dual display. So you can have your radio and your navigation on this side. You can of course customize that. So let's say we go into media. You have your AM, FM, Sirius XM winding radio, and you can of course customize like your device, and it is wireless of course, so I will try that out. All right, let's try out the connectivity. So I will plug up my device by one hand. Can of course use it wireless. Now it was working fine yesterday, but must be a little camera shy. So you hit Apple CarPlay right there, and it will connect. So let's try out the audio.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer.
As you can see, the sound system has so much bass and sounds phenomenal. The quality is definitely up there with the other sound systems that are from like Bang & Olufsen, as well as like Harman Kardon and all the other high-end stuff. It has a lot of bass, has plenty of sound, definitely if you are an audiophile. And the 19-speaker Macintosh system is phenomenal. But I'm looking over here, you do have your comfort setting right there for your climate controls. It is of course redundant buttons too right there, so you do have hard touch buttons just like my latest RAM video. Navigation right here on this side, so we'll try a navigation test. Do like the feedback, it is very quick and responsive. I made a little mistake. There we go. So you can see right there, the navigation is very easily used, and you basically just hit drive and you will go to your destination with no problem at all. Apple CarPlay connectivity right there, so I unplugged that. That's basically just like for your phone connection, or if it's connected via like wirelessly. Over here is your vehicle settings. So you got your mirror controls, the passenger screen, so you can turn on and off, 360 camera, forward-facing camera, back camera, and then over here you do have your e-hybrid system. So it'll show you like your miles per gallon, range, battery level, how long it will take to charge, and different schedules and stuff. You do have a off-road page right here. So it'll show you the dynamics, so like the steering angle, transfer case if it's locked, accessory gauges, pitch, road, terrain, as well as like suspension. And it can pull up your camera if you are like rock crawling this vehicle. Going back to vehicle settings, you do have some more settings right there for the display. Entertainment for the passenger screen, you can of course turn up the brightness. Customizable profiles, you of course have your driver assistance right here for your automatic emergency braking, the driver assistant, lane management, parking assist, and drowsy alert. Has a whole suite of driver assistance technology, of course being standard. Clock data, other settings right here, navigation, camera, mirror, lighting. Looking at the lighting, you can of course customize the ambient lighting. So let me see if I can show you guys the ambient lighting right there. So you see a little blue strip, so I can change that to a light blue. I do a white, or we can go yellow. So you guys see it right there. So it's a little yellow right there. And you also do have red. So you got 5 individual colors right here in the infotainment. You can of course sync it, or you can have like the top be a specific color and the bottom be a different color. So you got blue on the bottom, red up top. It is all customizable. You have cornering lighting right there, brake service, doors, seat, key options, and so on. Over here is your built-in apps. So you have your different apps right there for your media, comfort, navigation, phone, and so on. And you can of course put all of them right there on the screen. You have a pull down menu right there for your shortcut buttons, which are customizable. You can of course see up top like your heated seats, steering wheel. You can see all the shortcuts of your time and all that, as well as voice command right there. Down here you do have a dual zone climate control, 3-stage heated front seats, as well as a single stage heated steering wheel, which I do have on right now. It is a chilly day. Down here you do have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, HDMI charger, as well as a 12-volt DC charger right there, and a wireless phone charger. Charges no problem at all. You see the blue light on. Right here is your drive mode function. So you do have a rock mode up top for off-road, sand mode, a snow mode, automatic, which is probably the mode you'll leave it in the most, and a sport mode. You do have a full drive low function right there. This is your gear shifter. You put it in reverse, and then you can of course toggle again and put it into drive, and all the way over for park again. You do have the quadrilift 4-corner air suspension with 5 different modes. So right now it's raising up the vehicle, starting the rear and work its way up, as well as a hill descent function right there. 2 cup holders, which are a pretty good size. You do have a little bit of piano black, which definitely will be getting a lot of fingerprints on. Down here you do have a little storage compartment with LED illumination, as well as a second storage compartment which is hidden, and a little bit of storage right there. A auto-dimming rearview mirror up top, and this is how you control all of your different sunroof controls right here, as well as your telematics for the SOS functions. Of course, like I show you guys, you have your shortcut buttons right there. And here's a look at the panoramic sunroof. Really lets in a lot of light. Garage door opener right there on this side, as well as LED illumination for the visor mirrors. But let's go ahead and take the 4xe Grand Cherokee for a quick drive and see how she does. Alright, so I want to try the automatic parking function, so I hit the park button right there. It will be parallel, of course. I'll leave the signal on for the desired side. Let's see if it'll pick up like this one right here, which is a pretty good size. Okay, on spot. Keep moving forward. Stop. Move hands from wheel. Shift into reverse. So right now it's turning the wheel by itself. Stop. Shift it into drive. You gotta wait for the steering wheel to go straight. Shift into reverse. There we go. So right now it is adjusting itself on both either side. Whoa. Definitely coming kind of close to the vehicle on that side. Whew, it is. Alright, and you just you push the brake, and as you can see right there, that is the automatic function right there. So right now it's waiting for the steering wheel to go straight. It says move forward, foot off the brake. So right now it's adjusting itself. Alright, we're setting off in the Grand Cherokee 4xe. We're starting out in electric mode. You can see right there when you do put your foot down a little bit further, the gas engine will kick in. Now currently we have about 18% of charge, or about 5 miles of range. When I first started, it was about the same. It actually did reach about 10 miles of range when I originally first started the video, so I have to say it actually is pretty efficient. But I'm going into its hybrid setting right there. Overall, the visibility out the front, rear, and sides are good. The vehicle is about 193 inches long. I can see very good over the hood. Nice squared off design. Of course, I can see out the mirrors there are good size, as well as out the rear. You can see right there when you do let off, you will get a regen charge right there. So I'm letting off, and it's charging up the battery. Now the first thing you notice is how quiet this new Grand Cherokee is. The ride noise in the cabin is just quiet, it's hushed. I'm going about 50 miles an hour. Now of course you do have the full suite of the Jeep driver assistance technology. So you of course got the lane keeping assist, as this is a Summit Reserve. Of course got the adaptive cruise controls, blind spot, lane keeping assist. Now, one thing right off the bat that I am noticing, as this vehicle is about $80,000, that I do wish it actually did have, but is a option, is the head-up display. I know it comes in a specified like head-up display and night vision package, which I will put up here. But For $80,000, I think that's probably the only thing that is missing so far that I see. But let me go ahead and throw in a massage, which feels nice. You can, of course, customize it just like I said in my walk around. So you can do extended. You can turn up the intensity. Of course, I need it on high. Now, I have to say, though, the massage is very good. I do like how it, like, kind of grooves in your back. And it's one of the better massage systems out there. You see right there, when you are braking, it will actually charge back up the battery. I do want to try a little acceleration when we do get on the back road. So I'll probably put it in sport mode. And then we'll just turn off traction. And then we'll get up here and we'll try a little acceleration. You can't see, of course, when you do put it into its sport mode, you can't see it says aerodynamic ride height achieved. So we'll actually lower the vehicle with the air suspension. So basically, the fastest way to get the 6 seconds 0 to 60 is in hybrid mode, traction off, and then I will give it a brake torque to let the turbos build up a little bit of torque as well. Now it's about 60 miles an hour. And I can tell you right there that first initial takeoff, I don't know if you guys saw that on camera, but it literally just took off. The electric motors having torque instantly. It just took off. Let me see if I can show you guys one more time. This time I'm not going to brake torque it. I'm just going to, from a standstill, and you just. My goodness. All right, and on the brakes. But yeah, that electric motor, you can really feel it though at low down. When it initially took off, it just took off. Now granted, this is not a sports vehicle, but I will go ahead and throw it back into its auto setting. But hopefully you guys are liking the new route that I actually picked for the back road. It's a little bit more smoother, has a little bit more twists and turns, but overall, I like this Grand Cherokee. It goes around bumps very good for a luxury SUV. Now, what would you compare this against, though, if you are looking in this $80,000 range? Now, of course, you do have the Germans. You even got, like, the Koreans. You got the Japanese. I mean, the list is endless. I can tell you guys, this thing just rides very smooth with the four-corner air suspension that this does have, or the quadra air suspension, as it's known as. It really goes with the bumps very smoothly, especially with the 20-inch rims, though. Look at that, we just went over that pothole. Smooth. I'm honestly very impressed though with this Grand Cherokee as far as the interior materials go. Quality sound system so far. Everything's just been top notch. Now I love the screen right here where of course I do have the navigation up or the maps. Of course customize it right there with that button like in the walk around. But I love how it actually shows you the road and like the turns and the curves. It's nice. Jeep definitely really did push the technology envelope from the previous generation. And of course you can hear a little bit of that electric motor noise, the little whirring noises. Yeah, it's a complete washout right now. You can, of course, change the different drive modes for the driving settings. So you got the hybrid, eco, as well as e-save. So if I put in e-save, it will prioritize saving the electric motor as far as so it doesn't get fully depleted. So basically prioritize the 4-cylinder, which on its own has, I would say, adequate pep to get around town. Take it right fluid. You see the Turbo 4 actually does have pretty good power, so it's about 270 horses with 295 pound-foot of torque. And I honestly can't say that it does have enough power on its own for a vehicle like this. It's probably, I would say, on par with the base 3.6 V6. But I think hybrid mode is probably the best mode of both worlds. So hybrid mode, of course, is rated to get 56 mpg compared to the 23 mpg in e-save mode, or basically a gas-only mode. Don't mind the noise in the back. That's just the carpeted floor mats rolling around a little bit. But that air suspension has worked so much wonders though on the road. It really does. Go ahead and throw on the adaptive cruise control settings. So push that, turn it on, and then you see right there I did set it. So actually you'll leave up your full screen right there, and the little icons are actually down there on that side. So basically I turned on the lane keeping assist. So as you guys saw just now where I actually did go over the lane a little bit, it does give you the shimmy in the steering wheel, and it will actually pull you back into the lane as well. But you can't see the adaptive cruise control works very good, very easy to use. It is illuminated green right there on the sides of the display, letting you know that it is active. Basically set your speed and control the following distances, so you can go all the way up from 1 or down from 1 up to 4 or 5 following distances. And I can tell you guys, this thing is just so refined and smooth at highway speeds. I can't hear a thing. That massage feels nice though. It's one thing I can definitely say. Yeah, let me go. Let me check. There you go. But yeah, so just cruising around on the highway and around the county sheriff. But the ride noise definitely at highway pace is very quiet and refined. This is definitely on par with the luxury entries in the segment as far as cabin noise goes. Of course, you get the driver assistance, which works very good. So if I turn everything off, we're in hybrid mode. I'm gonna put it in sport for a minute and try out some passing power. As you can see, getting around vehicles is no problem at all, thanks to the hybrid system. But let me throw it back into this auto setting as we are almost out of charge. But so far, I like the Grand Cherokee 4xe. Now overall, the battery range is about 26 miles, and that's actually adequate, especially like if you are going to work back and forth. It's more than enough to get back and forth from work. Of course, when you do let off, you can't regen the battery, so let me see if I can demonstrate that for you guys right now. You can't see right there, of course, you do have your speed limit assist, so I actually let you know the speed limit in the area. Crazy to say, this thing's actually pretty easy to navigate at 193 inches long. see, I'm just gonna let it charge up the battery by being on throttle. Let it coast in. And you see when you put your foot on the brake, it's actually charging up in the little display right there on that side of the dash. It'll actually regen a little bit off throttle, but when you're putting your foot on the brake pedal to brake, you'll actually get more regen charge. So that beep that you just heard, I just looked at the display right there. It's actually showing that obviously the air suspension is going up as you're slowing down. It'll also show you the speed limit, like cameras in the area. So just point at one right there in your display. Pick up the 40-mile-an-hour camera, which is pretty nice. But yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the conclusion of what I think about the Grand Cherokee 4XE. You let off, and then it'll just go. But I think you must be asking yourself, how is the 4XE against, even if, let's say, you're cross-shopping the V6 or even the V8? Now, overall, I think that the 4XE is more than enough engine for most people, especially like in the segment. You want a nice, luxurious ride with plenty of amenities, and this thing definitely ticks the box for that. Now, I definitely would prefer this over the V6 powertrain. And even the V8, which is more like, I would say, dinosaurish feeling. But, because, it is an older engine. But overall, I do like the innovativeness of the 4XE as it's pushing the boundaries as the first hybrid Grand Cherokee. And especially if you can control that gas foot load, you could definitely achieve the 26 miles of electric range. Especially if you're going like in city driving. But, especially at $80,000, I think that the only thing missing with a vehicle like this is the head-up display, which I feel like should have been included, but that's about it. That's all I can really say as far as complaints go with the Grand Cherokee 4XE. The Uconnect 5 display is very easily used. You can, of course, wirelessly connect your device. Works very good. And you got the massage. The materials, though. The leather stitching right there. Soft touch with the wood. This interior just looks phenomenal, especially though when the sun hits it. Looks nice. And of course, being a big innovator, you do have the passenger display right there on that side, allowing you to control plenty of different other functions of the vehicle. Really does remind me like the Porsche Taycan with that passenger display, which is pretty cool. So at $80,000, what else would you probably cross shop? So of course you have the Germans, Sweden. You got the XC90. You got like the Mercedes GLE, BMW X5, Audi Q7, which is in the pinch because it's a little bit bigger than this. But so basically vehicles like that. And of course you got like the Genesis GV80. I know Lexus is also coming out with something as well. But in a segment full of vehicles like this, there's really no wrong answer or option, but it comes down to personal preference and which one you think will suit your lifestyle a little bit more. Squirrel, get back. But see right there, you also do have a manual mode. But yeah, so I had a chance to drive this Grand Cherokee for like about 5-6 miles off camera before I did the video, and initial impressions, of course, were positive. I knew what I was getting into, especially for about $80,000. You don't expect anything less. There we go, back in the drive. Now, if I was really being like a little bit more nitpicky now, the little column right here, the shifters for the wipers as well as like the turn signals, has a little bit on the plasticky side, but I mean, granted this thing starts obviously at a lower price and it's working its way up. But the panoramic sunroof lets in plenty of light. This car is just so quiet and refined though. That's really what impresses me. And the air suspension just goes over the rough stuff and imperfections with ease. Another washout, but and you got this acres of wood trim around here. It's just nice. The steering assist, of course, does work very well. I got to try on the highway. Let's see if we can move out the lane, see if it'll work. No, let's try this side. But yeah, it definitely works at a higher pace on the highway. But so yeah, around the town driving is really where this Grand Cherokee shines. Phenomenal road manners, high quality materials on the interior, high quality ride too. Now I can say hands